Hello, dear students. My name is Bankeshwar Panigrahi, faculty, BCA department, Chikiti Mahavidyalaya. In our last class, we have discussed about LLC and MAC protocols. So today, we are going to discuss about a new topic, that is carrier sense multiple access with collision detection, or in shortcut way we can call it CSMA/CD. So it is a technique. CSMA/CD is basically used to minimize the chances of collision and increase the performance. This method was developed. So the possibility of collision can be reduced if a station or a system senses, that means use the medium or the transmission medium before trying to use it. Okay. So the carrier sense multiple access. So the carrier sense multiple access requires each station first listen or check to the medium or check the status of the medium before sending something, or in simple way we can say it, CSMA is based on the principles sense before transmit or listen before talk. Okay. So CSMA can reduce the possibility of collision, but it can't eliminate it. Okay. So in local area networks, on a bus structure or bus topological structure, the carrier sense multiple access with collision detection fits into the non-priority, the most widely used implementation of CSMA/CD is found in the Ethernet specifications. Okay. So that is here given it to reduce the impact of collisions on the network performance. Ethernet uses an algorithm called CSMA, that is carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. That means it is a technique that is used to avoid the collisions in transmission mediums while multiple stations or multiple systems can communicate with each other by the help of LAN connection or transfers messages among them. At that time, if transmission medium is one and the systems are many, then there is a possibility of collision. So to reduce the possibility of collisions, we use a technique that is called as carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. So another point it is given here, CSMA/CD, it is a protocol. That means it has some certain rules and regulations in which the station, as I have told you, senses the carrier or the medium or the channel before transmitting a frame, just as in persistent and non-persistent CSMA. So if the channel is busy, that means if someone already occupied the transmission medium and transmits something in it towards its destination end, then the station waits or the another station waits. It listens at the same time on communication media to ensure that there is no collision with a packet sent by another station. In a collision, the issuer immediately cancel the sending of the package. That means if one system already occupied the transmission medium or seized the transmission medium and transmits some information or frames within that with using that medium towards its destination end, at the meanwhile, if another system wants to seize the transmission medium or assess the transmission medium, then there is a possibility of collision there. At that time, the transmission medium or the another station stops its transmission and it gives the transmission medium control to the another system to seize it and transfer some packets by using that transmission medium, by which the possibility of collision can be reduced or eliminated. So another point is here, this allows to limit the duration of collisions. That means it fixes a time slot in the transmission medium. If the time slot will expire, that automatically the control is passed over the another station who wants to transmit some messages. That's why it given here that this allows to limit the duration of collisions. We do not waste time to send a packet complete if it detects a collision. After a collision, The transmitter waits again, silence, and again he continued his hold for a random number, but this time the random number is nearly double the previous one. It is called the Bekoff exponential. In fact, the window collision is simply doubled from a packet is transmitted successfully. The window will return to its original size. So, in our daily life, if we compare the CSMA technique with our daily life routine, then that is what we do naturally in a meeting room. If many people speak exactly the same time, they are realizing account immediately and they interrupt without completing their sentence. That means if multiple peoples are gathered in a room and when they are speaking with each other, then if one person speaks at a time, then in that meanwhile if another person shouting, then it is interrupt for the first person sentence and he automatically stops without completing their sentences. So this is called also a collision in our real time. Okay. So after a while, that means after some time, again one of them speaks its sentence completely. So if a new collision occurs, again if it is repeated, the two are interrupted again and tends to wait a little longer before speaking again. So this is an example for the CSMA, and this is the diagrammatic of CSMA / CD. That means carrier sends multiple Ss with collision detection. This is the transmission period, and if number of frames are transmitted at the same time, then there is a possibility of collision here. If we maintain a idle time period between the frames, then there we reduce the chances of collision that is given here. These are the frames. This is the idle time period which is maintained in between the two frames, and if we are simultaneously transmits one after another, then there is a possibility of collision that is given here. Okay, so this is the CSMA CD technique with 3 states that is given with respect to the time. Okay, so basically we have 3 approaches in CSMA, that is non-persistent, one persistent and P persistent. So it is called as CSMA a station wishing to transmit listens to the medium and obeys the following rules. What is non-persistent? Comes under, if the medium is idle, then transmit it, otherwise go to step 2. That means before transmits something, first the sender may check the medium that is free or not. If it is free, then it is go to the step 2. If the medium is busy, then wait for an amount of time from a probability distribution and repeat step 1. Here, if the transmission medium is busy with transmitting some messages, then the station who wants to transmit some messages by using that same medium, it will wait for some time until the transmission medium is free. So that is given here. That means it should repeat the step 1, and the problem with non-persistent is that the capacity is wasted because the medium is generally remain idle. So following the end of transmission, even if there are one or more stations waiting to transmit, to avoid idle channel time, we have one persistent. That means when one system medium is free from one system and again accessed by another system, there is a idle time period is there. So to avoid the idle time period, we may go for the another technique or another approach that is called as the one persistent approach. So here in one persistent approach, a station wishing to transmit listens to the medium and obeys the following rules. What are the rules? If the medium is idle, then transmit, otherwise go to step 2. That is, if the medium is busy, continue to listen until the channel is sensed idle. That means whenever the transmission medium is busy with transmitting some messages, the second system who wants to use the transmission medium should wait until the medium is busy, and when it sensed the channel is idle, that means the channel is free, at that time the system who wants to seize the or assess the medium can immediately access the medium and transmits the message. So this is the approach of one persistent. If two or more stations are waiting to transmit, then again there is a possibility of collision. That's why we may go for the another approach that is called as P persistent approach. That means probability P persistent approach. If the medium is idle, transmit with probability P and delay one time unit with a probability 1 minus P. So the time unit is typically equal to the maximum propagation delay. That means here, if more than one system wants to access the transmission medium at a time, then we can fix a priority slot in between the two systems, and according to the priorities we can give the transmission medium control to the systems to transmit the messages. So it is a delay process. That's why it's given here. If the medium is busy, continue to listen until the channel is idle and repeat step 1. If the transmission is delayed one time unit, repeat step 1. The maximum utilization depends on the length of the frame and on the propagation time. The longer the frame or the shorter the propagation time, the higher the utilization. So this is all about the transmission process of the CSMA CD. And next is frame format of CSMA CD. So the frame format contains the following fields. First one is called as the preamble bit field, and second one is called as the starting frame delimiter, and the third one is destination address field, and the fourth one is source address field, fifth one is length field, and sixth one is data field, and last is frame check sequence field. So the preamble is, it is 7 bytes in length that provides by synchronization. It consists of altering zeros and ones. The purpose is to provide alert and timing pulse. So next is start frame delimiter. It indicates, the start frame delimiter indicates the beginning of the frame, and it is generally 1 byte field. Okay, so this field length is 1 byte, and it holds that 1 byte field the value of unique pattern 1010 and 1011. So next is destination address. So it is a 6 byte field that contains physical address of packets destination. Next is source address. It is also a 6 byte field and contains the physical address of source or last device to forward the packets. Next is length. This 2 byte field specifies the length or number of bytes in data field. Next is the data, which can hold the actual information, and it can be of 46 to 1500 bytes only. And the last one is frame check sequence field. This is used for error detection or check redundancy cycles. So this is the transmission process in CSMA/CD procedure. So first it starts the transmission. First it checks set back off to 0, then persistent strategy, that means the channel is idle, and if anyone wants to seize it, it can seize and transmit the message by using that transmission medium. Send the frames. If collision occurs, yes, if collision occurs, then send jam signal. That means it sends a signal that is given the information that someone has already seized the transmission medium. You can wait for some time to access the transmission medium. After that, it increments the backoff, that means the time period, and backoff limits. If overs, then the transmission process will disconnected, and if no, wait backoff time. That means again it waits for long period of times. If the collision not occurs, then the channel is finding idle. Then the system who wants to transmit some message, it can transmit the frames towards the destination end, and the procedure was succeed. Okay, so this is the transmission process of CSMA CD procedure. So the explanation is given here. First, the station that is ready frame sets the backup parameter is to 0. Then it senses the line using one of the persistent strategies. If then sends the frame if there is no collision for a period of time. Otherwise, the station sends the jam signal to inform the other stations about the collision. The station then increments the backup time and waits for a random backup times and sends the frame again. If the backup has reached its limit, then the station cancelled or aborted the transmission. So CSMA CD is used for the traditional Ethernet, and the MAC sub-layer protocol does not guarantee reliable delivery. Even in absence of collision, the receiver may not have copied the frame correctly. So this is all about the working process of carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. Okay, so this is all about the CSMA CD. Thank you.